Wow, you do not know how loud that is until you actually hear how loud that is in the speakers, especially when you haven't done this for a little while. Hey, folks, my name is Walt, and this is Coffee and Concepts on Keystroke Medium. Of course, you wouldn't know that because I'm a little rusty and I forgot to. There we go. I put that right there. We're coming at you at a new time slot. We're coming in on Tuesday afternoons. That way I can start adjusting to some new schedules, some new fun, and a whole lot of insanity. Hey, Nathan, what's going on, man? Yeah. Unfortunately, I already drank it. It's very sad. Finally back for some coffee and concepts. So today, even though it's empty, I decided to celebrate a couple of different things with some a nice Peruvian roast. It's got it's like a medium dark with hints of like an earthy overtone. It's got little bits of like a sharp taste right at the end as it goes down, but very low acid, so it's not really killer. The caffeine isn't crazy, so you're not no poop coffee. The caffeine isn't crazy, so you don't have the jitters. Yeah, we got a new dog in the house, and she's roaming around here. She's probably going to mess with my green screen. She's already tried to tear it down twice. So that's going to be fun. And then, of course, we have what do you call it? We dropped a new title today, and we just got all sorts of craziness going on. So we're definitely in the middle of all sorts of insanity. So what's going on with the concept today? And the concept today is work harder. A lot of time as creatives, we have a tendency to get into a thing. I know when I'm drawing, there are certain poses that I can draw very, very easily. And then there are certain poses I can draw that are just, you struggle. For like time immemorial, the hardest thing was hands. Everybody had trouble with hands in the beginning. Then now there's all sorts of tutorials and hand models that you can use to kind of help you along with that. But the thing is, if you never challenge yourself to go after those difficult things, the difficult poses, I know when I'm sketching, the thing I hate the most is windows. Drawing a city scene and doing windows on skyscrapers is just the most repetitive thing for me. So I taught myself. No, I didn't teach myself. I went out and sought instruction on the net and found programs and stuff like that could do that for me. Getting into software that could help me challenge myself by learning something new and getting into keeping those aesthetics that I liked in my artwork that had those things without having to mind-numbingly with a T-square or a ruler or drawing out perspective lines in something like Manga Studio, which is now called Clip Studio Pro. But anyway. It's easy to get complacent. It's easy to get comfortable. So trying out new things, especially in writing, try out that new perspective. If you've never written in first person before, try out in first person. If you've only written in third person omniscient, where the reader knows everything, even if the main characters don't, drop down a little bit. So that not everybody has the inside scoop into what you have. So there's lots of stuff to play with. There's lots of things to have fun with. And just settling into a rut where you're doing the same old thing and never challenging yourself and never pushing yourself. I'm kind of lucky I get to play Dungeons and Dragons with some cool sci-fi authors on Friday. And one of the Yeah, there you go. And then Nathan, try new genres, write a romance. That's probably going to be my next big thing. I'm going to write a uh, really, dude, really. I just got scooped by my cat. Um, maybe I'll write a I don't know, serial killer romance or some weirdness like that. But anyway, I get to play D&D with some cool authors on furry erotica. No, I get to play some D&D with on Fridays with some cool sci-fi authors, and Michael Rothman is a guy that does some cool science fiction and thrillers, and he's got on his wall a poster that says "Work harder." And then, of course, we also play with Nick Cole, and he has an addendum to that, which is "Nobody cares. Work harder." So, yeah, challenging yourself, pushing yourself to new extremes. It takes something that might seem mundane and reinvigorates it, re-energizes you, gives you a new perspective into something that might feel trite and kind of played out because you've done it 100 times. Seeing it from that new perspective is really, really, really cool. There's an old story about the founder of modern karate, if you want to say it that way. And Funakoshi Sensei was doing a demonstration at a public school in Japan, mainland Japan, and he was doing an outward block with his arm, and he took a step. And just, everybody thought like, hey, is he all right? He's just standing there, and then he's kind of pulling himself back, and everybody was trying to figure out what he was doing. And somebody said to him, "Sensei, are you okay?" And he said, I'm absolutely wonderful." He's like, I've been doing this particular motion for 40 years. I think I finally understand it. And it was that constant challenging of himself, constant reinvigorating his martial art to new levels, and facing new challenges and putting it in new scenarios so that he could use it in different ways. He reached a point of understanding where that one particular simple motion for him became new and wonderful and gave new insight to everything he'd done in the past. So if you're out there and you're working the grind and you're tapping on those keys, trying to get a word count, you're trying to get everything together, and you feel like it's the same old, put it in a new perspective, challenge it in a new way. Try something new and fun and different, even if you're not comfortable with it, even if you might have to seek out instruction or, find a YouTube video or get a manual or read a book, take a class, do something that brings your art and your creative endeavor to that next level. Kind of like drawing, using the heated milk to draw those funny designs in the top of a latte or a cappuccino, which I just, it just looks like a Rorschach test when I do it. So we want to thank everybody for coming out today. Thanks, Nathan, for hanging out, man. Really appreciate you coming in and taking the time to hang out for a little bit on Coffee and Concepts. And don't forget to go to keystrokemedium.com for all of our show info, both on Facebook and on YouTube, as well as you get the audio only. But why do that when you have all this gloriousness and stupid tail getting back into it? We also want to remind everybody that keystrokemedium.com has coffee for sale. I recently am out of the Roast of Doom, which I will be ordering right after I hit this button. My finality is that I'll tell you it's all about reading, writing, and a little bit more right here on Keystroke Medium.